Shukanta Mojumdar of the West Bengal BJP president is also, in fact, joining us over the phone line right now. Polling booths which has been vandalized at multiple places. We're reporting that. You saw earlier images coming in from Sitai, CoochBehar. Mr. Mojumdar, we're seeing violence again. It's been only a little over an hour since voting started in these Panchayat elections. Violence being reported from Murshidabad, from CoochBehar. We can see, in fact, polling booths that have been vandalized and ballot papers, sir, have been set on fire.
The violence has erupted from yesterday, and we have lost 5 lives within the 6 hours. Last 6 hours, we have lost 5 lives. So this is the condition of violence in the state of West Bengal. The State Election Commission as well as the state machinery is totally a failure, and they have not only the failure, the State Election Commission also violated the verdict of the High Court. So this is the violation of the court's order also. So I think the court will take cognizance. We will also proceed to court to take action against this Election Commission.
So you're going to approach the court on this, sir?
Obviously we will go to court because this is a purely violation of the court's order. And the court significantly clearly ordered that the central forces should cover all the booths of West Bengal. But unluckily, the State Election Commission has not considered this order seriously, and now so only 10 to 12,000 booths have been covered by the central forces, not more than that. And as a result, the enormous violence has erupted, and that's why we have lost 5 people in last 6 hours. So this is the condition of the violence, and Mamata Banerjee and her administration is totally behaving like a Roman Empire Nero.
Okay, so you're saying that only 10 to 12,000 of the over 60,000 polling booths in Bengal have been covered by central forces?
Yes, not more than that. Simple mathematics is also saying that, because at around, I think, 50,000 troops have reached the state of West Bengal, and half section of the company will be deployed in each booth. Half section means 4 people. So if you can calculate that only 15,000 booths will be covered, not more than that, because some people will be engaged in QRT team, some will be in the strong room security. So if you calculate in that way, not more than 10 to 15,000 booths will be covered by these central forces.
So whose fault is that, sir? Inadequate central forces on the ground? Whose fault is that then?
It is totally the mismanagement of the State Election Commission. Totally the State Election Commission. State Election Commission is behaving like a organization of TMC, branch of office of TMC. That is the condition of the State Election Commission.
So are you saying that the State Election Commission misled the central forces?
Actually, not only misled, actually the State Election Commission has violated the verdict of the High Court. According to High Court verdict, every booth should be covered by the central forces. That was the verdict of the High Court, Kolkata High Court.
Okay. Mr. Mojumdar, thank you so much for speaking to India Today. So clearly there are not enough central forces on the ground. That is what we are learning from at least the opposition parties that we've spoken to so far on this, on the violence that has marred already the election that just commenced over an hour ago. Ritik Mondal is joining us live from CoochBehar at the moment. Ritik, the voices coming in from the political parties in the opposition, of course, is that there are not enough central forces on the ground. You were speaking to some of the voters over there in Dinhata, CoochBehar. They were saying that they'd feel safer with central forces on the ground, but where they are at the moment, where you are at the moment, there aren't any central forces.
Yes, Pallavi, serious allegations have been labelled by the opposition parties, particularly from Bharatiya Janata Party and as well as the Congress. Currently, we are at a polling booth here in Dinhata, and let me take you through with inside this polling premises. There are serious allegations labelled by opposition that there is no significant presence of central forces over here. What we can see that a civic volunteer who is guarding the entry point of the polling booth, now we are given to understand over thousands of voters are going to cast their votes at this particular polling station, and what we can see one a civic volunteer guarding the entry gate, and behind that gate, what we can see armed police personnel from the state police is guard also there. But what we can see, there is no presence of central forces. Dada, central forces क्यों आते हैं? ना नहीं. Central forces क्यों नहीं? नहीं. कोटा booth. एकाने एकटा booth. So आप central forces क्यों नहीं? ना. So he is the civic volunteer who is guarding the entry point, and behind this gate, what we can see that a state police personnel who is guarding this at this point. So these are the visuals and reality what we are getting on the ground as opposition level charges against the inadequate presence of central forces at the ground zero. And let me tell you, this is a very crucial polling booth. What we are given to understand that this particular booth having a number of over thousands of voters who are going to cast votes. I was talking to the voters, the residents of this area, and they said there were instances in previous time when violence evaporated in this particular booth. So what we can see that at a time when Calcutta High Court ordered to deploy central forces at every polling station across the state on the day of poll, but what we are getting that there are inadequate presence of central forces. So
that's right. That's a live example there Ritik is showing us. This is exactly what the opposition parties we just spoke with told us, that there aren't enough central forces on the ground as was mandated by the Calcutta High Court, that they should be deployed on the ground. They should ensure the safety and security of the voting process. But in Dinhata, CoochBehar, where Ritik is standing, you saw no central forces.